Fair Game Radio. Shoutcast, music shows, lemon party.
What?
Okay, we're back with match 2 between Cash Money Heroes and Surefire Gaming. My name is Trumpet Man, and joining me in the studio is OMG Blood. Blood, what about that last match we just saw?
Yeah, that's a good match, but we did see the HoN team take it out quite easily. I mean, the Legion team take it out quite easily there in the end. Both the Magnus and Bubbles combination. We do see some quick bans come out here. We see Gladiator get banned by Spot the Aussie, Swiftblade get banned by King Jitters, Spot the Aussie banning Slither, King Jitters banning Nighthound, and Spot the Aussie banning Soul Stealer, and lastly, no, not lastly, King Jitters banning Engineer, and just waiting on Spot the Aussie to ban the next hero.
Nighthound being a fairly odd ban, but see him picked occasionally, but very rarely do I ever see him banned. Definitely the wrong one. Engineer, fairly normal ban. He's got a really nasty ult, definitely a lot of utility, good support hero. Soul Stealer ban because they probably don't want to see class run him as a solo mid. Quite nasty classes with that solo mid Soul Stealer. Swiftblade, normal ban, so they're also fairly common pick and ban. We also see Thunderbringer banned and then Andromeda banned. And this is what interests me. If Andromeda also sometimes gets banned, but Thunderbringer, I mean, Cash Money Heroes had the first pick here, so they could have picked Thunderbringer up first, but obviously they want the bubbles instead. Don't know who they're going to get to play him though. Might give him to Bluebear, as it seems Bluebear is usually one of their stronger solo mids. But we see King Jitters pick up Hellbringer, and then Class takes Soul Reaper. I think they might play. Interesting to see. They might try and play him as a semi carry. Just have him tank up, farm a bit, tank up, and then just run around the fights with the Withering Presence, wearing people down. But we see Bob goes picking Panda, and then Rusty goes picking Jereziah, then Tree. Okay, I think he's just trolling now. But interesting picks. But no, if they might. But I don't see that. I'm not sure if that lineup would work too well. If they run, just look at the ghost picks. We've got Myrmidon, Puppet Master, and Demented Shaman Ghost picked. Although Myrmidon just got picked up by the Legion team, by Cash Money Heroes. Like I said, they enjoyed playing Myrmidon a lot. They always pick him up. But it looks like Chaos for Life is changing his swap over to changing his pick over to Poliwag. But I'm just not sure how they're going to run it. A lot of ways that they could run that. Roger Dodger picking up Puppet Master. We saw him play Puppet Master versus Frenetic Array around last weekend. We saw him play in match 1 versus Frenetic Array as Puppet Master, doing quite a lot of damage, farming up some nasty items, getting a similar range, really laying out some damage. But in the end, just not having enough staying power, just getting nuked down. Of course, Frey getting a very good game off, managing to take out that first game, playing very well. In the end, it wasn't a strong enough farm to stave off his opponents. But the Hellbound team is rounded out with Hellbringer, Soul Reaper, Poliwag Priest, Puppet Master, and Demented Shaman. On the Legion team, we have Myrmidon, Glacius, Bob playing Glacius, Bob playing nothing but Glacius if he possibly could. We've got Bubbles, Pandemonium, and Madman. Now, that lineup, not sure how they're going to do that. We might see Madman mid, Bubbles in the side lane, then see Glacius and Myrmidon with Pandemonium in the, or they might even run actually, no, wait, no, I've seen this line before. They ran Pandemonium mid with Bluebear. Bluebear playing quite a decent mid Pandemonium versus Giraffe Hunters, doing quite well. And then they ran the carry with Myrmidon Glacius in the side lane, although I think Bob was playing Witch Slayer that match. That it should work out about the same. But the Hellbound team, really not sure how they're going to do it at all. I probably see Puppet Master, Demented Shaman in the trial. I'm not sure who they're going to send to back him up. Whether they send Soul Reaper or Hellbringer, although I think it's going to be Soul Reaper and they're going to have Poliwag Priest and Hellbringer solo. The question is, are they going to send Trilane versus Trilane, or are they going to run Trilane versus Solo? That's what's going to interest me. But
the Hellbound team have quite a nasty team. They have a few good heals, and they have a lot of pushing potential early on. So if I was a Legion team, I would be a little bit worried about this lineup here by the Hellbound team.
Yes, you definitely are correct. There is a lot of pushing potential between them, and of course, between the two healers, definitely a lot of pushing potential between them. But then you've got Hellbringer with Malthus, and then you've got Poliwag with Priest Wards, Voodoo Wards, which of course are both very good to push with. So you're right, we could see an early push lineup instead happening, or just, a lot of early pushing happening. But it looks like, actually no, I don't think they're rolling a Trilane out. The Legion are rolling Trilane out with Pandemonium. I think they're just going down to the neutrals to sweep in there and have a look for a 5-man gank. Maybe just run up to the Hellborn Ancients and look for a gank. But it looks like Soul Reaper is going mid for the Hellborn. Anyway, I've got another pause happening while we wait for Chicanery to reconnect again. His PC, I don't know, possibly being made out of wood. He's quite slow on the reconnect. Been quite slow both times. But assuming both teams are on an equal footing, which favour do you prefer? Which lineup do you prefer?
I would have to say the Legion team for this one. Just their lineups very standard, and they do have some good heroes there, and the good combination between the stuns and the silencers. But yeah, as I said, I would be quite scared of the Hellborn team if I was playing at the moment. I wouldn't like to get caught out by any of them really, and the heals, they might just come into action and they might just turn around the battle quite easily. So I would like to see how the Hellborn team run this lineup, as you said earlier, with the Trilanes and the solo.
Yeah, still going to be interesting. So it looks like Soul Reaper is going mid. They're going to run a Trilane top with a Hellbringer, Puppet Master, and Hollywog Priest. That is going to be really nasty to line up against. So much harassment potential there. But looks like the Legion team are rolling out for a 5-man kill squad in their own jungle. Although it doesn't look, I don't know, if Soul Reaper comes down, if Class comes down here too far with Soul Reaper, although it looks like they're going to send the Monkey up to scout for him. So they should be okay. They're probably going to spot up the Legion team. But yeah, this is something you can use the Monkey for. If you upgrade to a Flying Courier straight away, you have scouting potential with it. It looks like it's been seen getting beaten up here a little bit. Although now the Hellborn team knows there's a squad there waiting for them. They're forming up their own 4-man squad. Puppet Master having rotated down the bottom. I'm not sure if they're rotating the Trilane bottom and they're going to have Hellbringer solo top, actually. Yeah, actually, that looks like they are going to rotate the Trilane bottom. It's now Polywog, Demented Shaman, and Puppet Master in a Trilane. Going to run them in a Trilane versus Trilane. That's going to be fairly nasty to go up against. There is a lot of harassment in that Trilane. With you've got 3 long-range heroes there, although it looks like Demented Shaman is now having a bit of one-on-one there with Myrmidon, as I hear a whole lot of ping from, I don't know what they're going up there, just a ton of pinging happening. Possibly a lot of trolling happening. But definitely going to be interesting to see how this Trilane goes down. Also a lot of disable on the Hellborn team's Trilane with Puppet Master and Polywog. And then of course Demented Shaman making them quite difficult to take out. But just rolling back to mid at the moment, just looking at Pandemonium Bluebear getting smacked around by Class's Soul Reaper. Let's have a look at top. So we've got Bubbles versus Hellbringer. It's going to be quite interesting to see how it goes down. Hellbringer, of course, being quite difficult to take one-on-one if he goes with the Life Void build. Just very difficult to finish off because of the way he just heals every time he fights you. But he's going for a Life Void build. He's got one in Death Boil and one in Life Void. Just looking at Class's build, Class is going for Judgment and Inhuman Nature, so he's going for a farming one. So he's going for a farming build. A lot of people like to pick up Withering Presence, but when you try to farm up a semi-carry, having Inhuman Judgment, even though most people call it the shitty useless skill that you should never pick up ever, it is useful to pick up in a farming scenario. It just allows you to spam your heal that much more. But definitely, if you're trying to play as a support or just trying to help out your lane partner a lot, then Withering Presence is much more useful than Inhuman Nature. But again, it looks like the Legion Trilane Blood, they're having a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, they are, and so is top. Bubbles there got down to about 30 HP by the poison there onto Bubbles, and Bubbles just immediately escaping there, but he's put the health potion back up, so he's nearly back to full health HP. And yeah, the bottom Legion Trilane here is having a lot of trouble against this these 3 heroes here. We got Demented Shaman, Polywog, and Puppet Master. And Puppet Master's getting some pretty good creep kills. He's currently sitting on, he's only sitting on 4, so he's not doing too well, but it's only early on in the game. We do see Pandemonium come to middle with a double damage. This Soul Reaper can be a lot of damage here, and Pandemonium is beating away, and he does get the stun off, and he should be able to kill him quite easily. And yes, that is a kill there for Bluebear onto Class. with the double damage, he got taken down quite easily there.
Just looking at bottom lane, Bob has put down a Revelation Ward, and I'm not sure if that's it's for the time. I think pretty sure that ward's in range, but Bob not knowing to check behind the trees there. Does he have he should have, as we see action at bottom with Roger Dodger getting caught out here by Lutzford, though Demented Shaman coming in to save the day with a heal. Does he have Unbreakable? I'm not sure, although Polywog Priest gets a good tongue off there, although Puppet Master goes down, and then Man barely sneaking away, and now Polywog Priest in a fair bit of trouble, pops a HP pod, although he's still sighted up. He's trying to chop his way through the trees, almost manages it. That would be quite disappointing there. He's just wasted two or three tangos and a health pot, and he gets taken out in the process anyway. So definitely the Legion trialing coming back here, coming back strong. I think definitely Puppet Master just got caught out of position there, was a little too bold, and then paid for it. Forgot that even though they get managing to harass back the Legion, that they do have a fair bit of disable between them with Myrmidon Glacius there. And of course Madman providing a constant threat with his nukes. And I'm going back to top at the moment, just looking at Hellbringer's build. He's gone for 3 in Deathball, and then we see Pandemonium go down. That was tight, although I missed a blood. Did you catch that?
Yeah, I did. Pandemonium got a bit too cocky there and got too close to the tower. Pandemonium didn't have any mana to get that last flick off, and Soulreaper got the heal off, and the tower just beat him down, and Pandemonium was a tiny little bit too cocky there, and Soulreaper made him pay for that. You do see Soulreaper going down the bottom now, just pick up that regen rune and head back to mid. So yeah, as you said before, the Legion team coming back strongly, and we do see Myrmidon get jumped on there by the Puppet Master with the strings on, but we do see Glacius with nice cover work, and Madman onto Demented Shaman. Demented Shaman has the cape up, and yes, and it's going to heal him back, so no kill there by the Legion team. That is unlucky for them.
I think they made a mistake there. When people see the cape, you need to not hit. It's kind of like a curse. You need to either stop hitting Demented Shaman or just hit him down so he's almost dead. They made a mistake of hitting him while he was hitting him while he's still running. He still had the cape on. In the end, all it did was heal him. If they just kept pace with him, just kept moving with him, as we see Class again get wiped out by Pandemonium. Although I missed it until right at the end. But yeah, as I was saying, if you just keep pace with Demented Shaman and then throw the attack when the cape wears off, don't throw it while it's still up. Just wait until it wears off and then kill him when he's on low hate and he's like one hit away from death. Don't hit him again because you'll just heal him, and it doesn't really do a whole lot. As we see, see Bubbles get chased right back though. He might have screwed up that blink. It looks like Bubbles in a lot of trouble here. No. S2 pathing for the win. Manages to walk up and down some cliffs there. As we see Myrmidon throwing off a Weedfield, doesn't manage to quite get it. As we see Puppet Show on Myrmidon in return. Puppet Strings on Myrmidon. Looks like he could be in a little bit of trouble here. Out comes the barrel roll. Myrmidon goes down to a boost to a critical hit from Puppet Master, and now he's just chasing off Madman. So I'm also looking at just looking at King Judas there, just hiding from Pandemonium. Now I'm just looking at Pandemonium's skill build. He's gone for 4 in Flurry and 2 in Cannonball. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of that build. I would put 1 level in Flick just for the negative armor and the fact that it provides a slow and helps set up the Cannonball. But this is the way Bluebear plays his Pandemonium a lot. He always picks up 4 in Flurry and then 2 in Cannonball at level 6. Sorry, I'm at level 7 and then of course 1 in the ult. But personally not the way I'd do it, but he seems to make it work fairly efficiently. So I guess it's for him it's all about aiming that Cannonball, getting it off. Personally I prefer the Flick. As we see a bit of action at bottom, Darkslayer getting smacked around there, got disabled by Polywog and then taken down. So it looks like Surefire's tri lane is getting a grip on things here, managing to possibly just not make quite many mistakes. As we see Pandemonium jumping on top of Class's Soul Reaper. Class getting smashed by those flurries, going down to Pandemonium. Bluebear, as I said, not how I build that Pandemonium, but Bluebear, that's his build, he makes it work, so fair enough. But just pass over to you, Blood. Actually, just pass over to you, Blood. Looks like we've got some action happening at bot.
Yeah, bottom here we do see Demented Shaman getting a bit risky there, but he has the heal up and he does manage to take down Bob quite easily, and Puppet Master gets taken down there by Myrmidon and Madman, and they're chasing Demented Shaman, but I'm not quite sure where they're going to aim him because he does have the heal and he might get away here. And no, he doesn't. Madman has enough for the stalk, and Madman's gonna get the kill onto the Mantis Tam in the end. Madman gets the kill onto Polywog Priest, that was, and that was a good turnaround there by the Legion team.
Yes, Bubbles also porting bot. I think he's decided he's had enough of fighting with Hellbringer. Hellbringer, pretty sure, has won that lane fairly easily and deciding he doesn't want to have any more of it. And we've also got some people porting in mid. Looks like they're going to have a run at Class, but Class backing off the move. But let's just talk about Pandemonium a bit more. You have a look. You see Bluebear's build. Personally, Blood, how do you build him?
Yeah, as you do, I would build one level on the flick, and at bottom there, as we're talking, we do see Madman get taken down there. I'm not quite sure what happened there. I think it was just the strings by Papa Master and a couple of auto attacks there by Papa Master. Yeah, with the Panda, I would personally get one or maybe two on the flick, then max out the Cannonball. Personally, I think the flick is a great skill to use. As you said, the minus armor and the slow can really screw around the heroes, but we do see Bluebear here pretty much just dominating this Soul Reaver, and he doesn't really need the flick. So yeah, I'm not quite sure. I might have to try that build out another time that I do play and see how it goes, but yeah, I usually just get one or two on the flick just for that negative armor and the slow.
Indeed, as we see, Judas looks like he's gone for a definitely going for a standard solo build, just maxing out Life Void and Death Balls as fast as possible and getting Malthus, of course. But I'm just gonna have a look at having a look at Puppet Master. He's gone for 1, 1, and 3. So he's gone for 1 in Hold, 1 in Show, and then 3 in Whiplash. So he's just setting himself up so he can creep score well and harass people. But just looking at Dementor Shaman, because Dementor Shaman now having three very good skills. Dementor Shaman opting to go 1 in Entangle, 1 in Unbreakable, and 3 in Healing Wave. Now, personally, I think this is how I build it as well, because honestly, he's got a solo mid Pandemonium who could come down the bottom and gank from any time. Even though a level 1 Entangle is all but useless, it applies all of a 2-second tiny slow. Just having that mini stun available is useful, allowing you to just disrupt channels. And of course, we've got Pandemonium with that channel level 9, and then we've got Glacis, who will have a channel fairly later, a little bit later. But we also saw Class getting taken down again. Just Bluebear wrecking Class's face here with this Pandemonium. So the Hellborn team might need to get some ganks down there helping him out. Although, of course, arguably, Judas is winning his lane fairly well, easily. He's winning his lane fairly easily. He's level 8. Bubbles is stuck at level 6. He's been forced to go out and gank. Although we see Bluebear coming up behind King Jitters now. King Jitters in a fair bit of trouble. Bubbles coming in. Although the Life Void comes out, King Jitters getting smashed around as Pandemonium leaps into the fight, lands a good cannonball, and then cleans him up with a set of flurries. So looks like the Hellborn team need to start stacking some armor, because Pandemonium is really ripping them a new one at the moment. Bluebear doing a lot of damage. But I'm just rolling down to the bottom lane. Looks like the Legion Trillion has been forced to back up a fair bit as Glacis isn't around. Bob is busy rolling back from mid by the looks of it. As Class has a double damage and he's going up to top. Going up to top to check out the rune. It looks like it's bottom though. Just don't know why he went all the way up there. Maybe they've stuffed at that ward and didn't spot it. Sorry, stuffed at that ward. No? Surely he would have known it was there. As we see a bit of action happening bottom blood.
But here we do see Pandemonium blink in, teleport in. The HoN team have realised this and they're just going to back off. Yeah, and they do back off, but they're coming out here to try and find a Legion player, and I'm not sure if they know that Pandemonium is down there, because they do not have a wall down there to show the incoming teleports coming into that bottom tower. And they must have seen Pandemonium now, because they have a wall up. Yeah, the ping goes up there by Soul Reaper, just telling that his team that Pandemonium is just roaming around. But we might see Soul Reaper get picked off here. No, Soul Reaper backs off quite easily there. And just having a look at the creep score now, Bluebear's on 40 creep kills, and Hellbringer's on 56 creep kills at top lane. And that is quite a substantial farm for a Hellbringer. At bottom lane, we do see here Bubbles come out with the Shell Surf and the ultimate onto 3 of the Hellborn players. But we do see Madman get taken down there quite easily, and we do see Papa Master get taken down there by Bubbles though. and the Hellborn team are chasing to try and get those last couple of hits onto Bubbles, but they're not going to catch him. So that fight there was a lot of action. We do see Bluebear coming into the fight a little bit late, and he might get caught out here by himself. And yes, the hold goes onto Panda, but it doesn't matter. He gets out of that by the moment on Weedfield, and Panda only gets a couple of kills, gets one kill there, sorry. And he nearly gets taken out by Sorry, but Sorry for not doing enough damage there onto the Pandemonium. We do see a lot of skills going back and forth here at bottom at the moment.
You know, we also see Sorry not managing to run in Pandemonium because Pandemonium has picked the Phase Boots. Quite a good buy on Pandemonium. As he Pandaballs down onto Sorry, but quite brave there. Gets the flick off, gets a base smash off. That's very nice. And then Bam helps out with the barrel roll. Good coordination from the Cash Money Heroes there. Bluebear doing some awesome work with Pandemonium. Very, very nice. Just nice, brave work there. Just gets this up, gets him taken down. But what was I going to say? As we see, actually no, we see Puppet Master possibly in a bit of trouble here. The stall coming out from Madman. The barrel roll maybe going to happen here in a second. Glacier's slowing. Looks like Roger Dodger. Is he going to TP? Just waiting for the freeze by the looks of it. As it looks like he is in a fair bit of trouble. He's not going to pull away. He's just going to try and take down Glacier, although it's not going to happen. Or is it? The S2 pathing once again. Roger Dodger sneaking away into the trees. What? Bob, unlucky. Bob, I feel bad for you getting screwed there. Oh, that's unfortunate for him.
I'm not quite sure what happened there because Puppet Master seemed to squeeze through the trees. I think just managed to walk straight through.
Yeah, I think Madman might have accidentally blocked him in there, which allowed him to walk in through the trees. But I was going to actually talk about Demented Shaman's build. He's going for he's now at 2 in entanglement, 2 in entanglement, and then 1 in unbreakable. Personally, I would I'd get 1 in entangle these days to just to help, just so you can cancel channeling spells. But I'd then max out unbreakable after that, especially when you're playing in a in a tri lane, and you want to have all the support you can have, all the support you can get. And I mean, when your tri lane consists of Puppet Master and Polywog, you really don't need the extra slow. It's really not all that useful. Just when you've got that much disable already. I mean, if you need to throw the slow on top of it, you kind of, it's kind of already overkill anyway. So personally, I would get the unbreakable just to, be that much more useful early game, because there is a big difference between healing 150 HP, and healing more, like 250 HP or more with unbreakable, and of course it adds more damage.
True.
So I mean, if you throw that on, say, Puppet Master, it's an extra 60 damage. It's going to be this extra 60 damage from each attack. It's really quite nasty. As we see Class get wiped out again by Bluebear. Bluebear just ripping him a new one. Of course, being backed up by Rusty's bubbles there. But definitely Bluebear. It's all about Bluebear this game. It's going to be interesting to see. He's going to get quite farmed, I think. And he's going to go toe-to-toe with Roger Dodger's Puppet Master. Of course, Roger Dodger farming up a really nasty Puppet Master. So it's going to be cool to watch these guys go at each other. And of course, going to have a problem. Even if he builds a shrunken head, Pandemonium's going to rip right through that and not really give a damn. As we see the Legion team pushing mid, but I'm just looking at Pandemonium's items. He has picked up a couple of fortified bracelets and a mighty blade, so it looks like he is going for an early shrunken head, I believe. As it looks, the Hellborn are going to push top while the Legion push the mid. As we see the Cannonball come out again and the flick. Demented Shaman getting wiped out there. Again, Bluebear and his teammates just completely smashing them. So middle tower goes down for the Hellborn, and the top tower goes down for the Legion. Polywog Ward's pushing away there. But with this early game dominance by Pandemonium firing in another Cannonball, a little bit out of range there, as we see the base smash come out, although the ports are coming in, but Myrmidon is here as well, but the Fiery comes out, doesn't even need Myrmidon, although the Weedfield catches Roger Dodger's port in and manages to allow Bluebear to get away quite swiftly without any problems whatsoever. Bluebear also popping a regeneration room, going to go in and flurry away there. But really, Bluebear just ripping up shit right now. Absolutely dominating this match. As we see another Cannonball come out, Polywog in a whole lot of trouble now. The Flurry comes out, but managed to get the Morph off, but it doesn't matter. Myrmidon's there to back him up. As we see Roger Dodger's Puppet Master come in. Malthus gets dropped, but Bubbles is waiting into the fight. He gets the Song of the Sea of Glacier's helps. Here comes Bob. I think he's missed everyone. Bob, not sure what you're doing there, mate, as the Weedfield comes out again. I don't know, Blood, did you see that ult from Glacier? I'm fairly sure he missed everything except Malthus.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he hit then, but we did see Pandemonium escape there quite on low health. He only had around 100 HP because he had the Puppet Master ult onto him. And as you said, Pandemonium is absolutely dominating everyone on the Hellborn team at the moment. We do see him here trying to go up into the middle lane with the double damage, but he knows that there's more than one Hellborn player there and he's not going to be able to get a kill. As you said earlier, the Blacking Bar's not really going to help the Hellborn team, so I would probably say the Hellborn team might pick up something like a Void Talisman to stop Pandemonium's skills, since they are physical. And at mid here we do see Glacius get taken out there, and Panda go in there with the flurries, with the DD, getting the kill on, and we do see Darkslade becoming a serial killer, and we do see Bluebear get taken down there by the Hellborn. I'm not quite sure what happened to Bluebear there, but I do see the wards, so I would have to say the wards by Poly would have had something.
Yeah, he got caught out next to the Poly. All the wards got disabled and taken out. But on the topic of Void Talisman, the problem is, like, the hero that needs it most is their carry, and that's Roger Dodger with Puppet Master. But he can't. But because he's an auto attack hero, he can't really afford to use it, because as much as it'll stop him from taking damage from physical, he can't deal any out in the same space of time. So he'll just be effectively disabling himself. While it might be okay for class to pick up with Soul Reaper, it's really not going to do a whole lot for Roger Dodger, which is the main issue. But we see, looks like, just having a look at Demanded Shaman's items, if my mouse would stop screwing up here. I need to rebuy my keys, because at the moment it's, my press to talk is also shift Q, trying to shift Q stuff in-game, which is a little bit annoying. Sid Demanded Shaman has picked up a Ring of the Teacher. It looks like he might be going for a Gnomes, or maybe he's just going to stick with a regular Ring of the Teacher. But looking at Polywog's picked up Steam Roots, also got a Ring of Teacher, so it looks like they're just going for some pushing power. As we were saying, the Hellborn team have a whole lot of pushing, but it looks like Class is in a whole lot of trouble again, getting frozen, getting Weedfield, getting smashed, and just gets annihilated. Polywog also getting hit by Bubbles ult. Might be in a little bit of trouble here if the Legion team can follow up, although Demanded Shaman's there. Looks like he's going to get away. But definitely, Class just getting annihilated this match. What is Class on now? Class is going 1-9. Yeah, so Surefire's captain is kind of feeding. It's definitely Bluebear dominating him in mid with a 9-2 Panda at the moment. But I'm just looking at the GPMs at the moment. Pandemonium sitting on 367. Puppet Master sitting on 295. Although, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong one. Yeah, Puppet Master sitting on 295, and King Jit is sitting on 297. I thought he had 400 GPM for a second there. I thought that can't be right. But anyway, it looks like the Legion team definitely taking control of this match. Pandemonium has picked up a Warhammer, so he is very close to finishing off his... In fact, he has 1,300 gold now, and he just spent that on the recipe for a Shrunken Head, so he's going to become very difficult to deal with. Although, speaking of counters to Pandemonium, it looks like Roger Dodger has had a good idea. He's finished off a Whispering Helm, and he's dominated an Ice Ogre. Now, that Ice not only going to slow down people who attack him, but it's also going to... add extra armor, as we see Darkslade get wiped out by the neutral creeps. I think he just got killed by the Ancients there. I'm not sure what the hell just happened. Yeah, he did. Was he under attack and just ran to the Ancients, or did he just get killed by the Ancients?
I'm not quite sure. I think he didn't really judge how much health he had left and how many hits from the Ancients he was going to take, and he just got taken out by the Ancients. And as we're talking here, Pandemonium jumps onto Puppet Master, and he might get the kill off, but no, Puppet Master gets a nice strings attached to him. But I'm not quite sure what Puppet Master was trying to do then. Puppet Master should have just ran back and saved his life there against that Panda. But at mid here, didn't see that, unfortunately, but we did see Merman and Glacius get taken down. Did you happen to see that at mid?
No, I was watching Puppet Master. Puppet Master ran back in thinking someone was going to port to top. Someone did port in, but then cancelled it. If whoever was porting in had come through, they would have been able to take Pandemonium out together. But in the end, I don't know if they were porting from mid, so maybe they got stunned or just had their port cancelled. But it looks like the Hellborn team, in the meantime, are going to push mid. They did manage to take out that fight there, although Blueberry is just healing up now, so he'll be back in the fight fairly shortly. But it looks like that tower's going to take a fair bit of damage. But Polywog wards have been used, so the Legion team should be able to fend off this push here, as Blueberry is now wading back into the fight. And the Legion team have managed to force the Hellborn to back off now. But yeah, someone was porting to assist Roger Dodger's Puppet Master when he was fighting Blueberry up the top, but they cancelled, so not sure what happened there, if they got stunned or killed or something. But we see Myrmidon has picked up a Gnome's Wisdom. Not really sure if I agree with that. Myrmidon needs to tank up quite a bit, and Gnome's Wisdom really doesn't do that for him. As I'm hearing Demented Shaman about to get taken out here, the Wheatfield comes out and misses him, but he gets hit by the Magic Card, but of course Pandemonium is all over him, just smashes through him. Really no hope there. So it looks like they need to get some defensive wards up, because they're getting ripped up there. But we also see Puppet Master using the Ice Ogre to heal him up here. To armor him up here. But with that Ice Ogre, he is rocking a good 19.86 armor. So he's got a 54% reduction. So really, if he can use that against Pandemonium and then maybe stack another armor item or something, he's going to be quite effective. So we see Pandemonium going in, but it gets morphed, it gets a flick off. Polywog Wards come out. Hellbringer using Lifeblood, but it's not going to save him. Pandemonium just ripping through him there. As we see Pandemonium running for his life. Also, Roger Dodger almost managing to take out Madman, although Madman also running for his life. Pandemonium going straight back in. Cannonball's in. Then he's going for the face smash, but here he's going to get cleaned up here by Class, I think. Although, no, there we go. The strings come out, and he is a goner. A little bit brave trying to go back in there. I don't think he should have just kept running, but in the end, a good crack, but in the end goes down. But, that pushing power that you were talking about earlier, Blood, it looks like the Hellborn team definitely are pushing a hell of a lot harder. They've pushed out all the outer towers and the inner mid tower as well. Whereas the Legion team have only managed to push down the first Hellborn tower. So really, this is 23 minutes in, and they've wiped out 4 towers. So they're really doing quite good in the pushing department.
And as talking about counters for Pandemonium, even with the Black King bar. I would like to see one of the Hellborn players pick up even a push stick just to cancel that ultimate. If he manages to jump onto one of the Hellborn's teammates, they can just push stick him out and it'll cancel that ultimate, and it will get rid of that whole load of damage there. But we do see Hellbringer up top here. I was just having a look at his items. He's gone for a barbed armor, which isn't too uncommon, but it looks like he's probably going to go for a Codex maybe. I'm not quite sure. We're just looking at bottom here. Hellborn team are pushing up with their great pushing power. We do see Bluebear try and get a stun onto Soul Reaper, but he misses. He manages to get the flick onto Soul Reaper though, but Soul Reaper is going to... Soul Reaper gets taken down quite easily there, and Pandemonium gets the ult onto Puppet Master, and it is game over for Puppet Master. We do see a Hellbringer ultimate there quite late. I'm not quite sure why he didn't use that a bit earlier. We do see though Hellbringer take out Myrmidon, and Hellbringer take out Bob there with the haster in onto Hellbringer, and that was quite a good exchange there by both teams. We do see Pandemonium come into the fight here. He might get taken down. He's got to be a bit careful here because both these heroes here are quite effective, but no. And yes, Hellbringer gets the kill onto Pandemonium with that death bow. Excuse me, but it was Demented Shaman's entangle. The action's still going on here, and Hellbringer gets taken down there by Madman. So both teams got fairly good exchanges onto there, and a lot of heroes going down in that fight. So what did you make of that fight to stand at bottom?
That missed stun from Bluebear, the opening missed stun. I don't think he was trying to stun Class so much as just trying to use it to blink in and catch up. Of course, the slow being removed from Pandemonium's cannonball, the self slow. So I think he was just trying to use that to close in on Class and then get the flick off. And in the end, it worked out quite well for him. Opened up that fight and got Class locked down in quite a fair bit of trouble. Just looking at Roger Dodger's items, he has nothing really at the moment. He's got the Whispering Helm. Just how much money has he got saved up at the moment? He's sitting on 2,300 gold, so I think he might be going... I don't know, I think he might be trying to go straight for a Symbol of Range, maybe. Honestly, not sure what he's trying to build at the moment. But looking at Bubbles, Bubbles really not got a whole lot here. Of course, Bubbles getting smashed in the lane by Jiddis' Hellbringer. But as you asked, you were talking about before about Hellbringer. I think he also is going for a Codex. Jiddis is a bit of a troll like that, so I think he'll go for a Prodex as well. Especially since they won the last game comfortably. At the moment, got a fair bit of farming here. Although it looks like the Legion team are rolling out to the neutrals looking for kills. Or not. No, maybe they're just going for their own farming. Farming mode. But Madman's spotting up the jungle. Looks like he might run into... No, jeez. They're just out of range inside of each other. Hellborn team, the Legion team, so damn close. So we're going to see Bob running some illusions here. Like Bob running from the illusions. Just Myrmidon also going to find another illusion as well, casting spells. So it looks like the Hellborn team tricking them at every turn. But it looks like the Legion team are making motions to push at bottom, and we see a ton of counter wards coming out. Actually, we got 3 counter wards, so Bob definitely looking for the enemy wards, and as the fact is, they don't appear to have any up at all at the moment. But it looks like we're going to have some action bot. Maybe Pandemonium's going to open some, although the Legion, the Hellborn team are fairly well ensconced, ready to fight this up. Although, actually, when I say that, Roger Dodger is out of position, but he does have a portal, a TP stone, so he should be able to get there if in trouble. But we see Glacier's Freezer creep, not sure what he's doing there. As we see Bob, so we Pandemonium jump in, but Pandemonium getting disabled next to the walls. Pandemonium in quite a bit of trouble here. As we see Glass going down once again. Pandemonium trying to escape into the trees. Polywog taking a ton of damage from Myrmidon. He's going to get run down. No, he gets the Morph off in time. The wards take him down. Pandemonium is forced to sit around in the trees, not able to do anything for his team. He gets the Cannonball out, takes down Hellbringer, and then gets taken out in return. That was quite brave. Takes him out in the end. I'm not sure who Bob went down to there. I think Bob just died from a dot or something. But in the end, the Hellborn team coming out on top there. I think Blue Bear making the mistake of not popping his shrunken head before he dove in with Cannonball, and in the end, as he landed, he got disabled next to some polywog wards and took a ton of damage while he was stuck there tongue-tied. So really should have used the shrunken head before he went in, and then he would have been able to do so much more damage and avoid so much more damage. With if he didn't get disabled next to the polywog wards, which is really what was kicking the crap from him. But we're also going to see the Hellborn team push bottom here in the interim, Blood.
Yeah, we do see Puffermaster pick up a Shroud there. As you said, he was keeping that money stashed away, and he's picked up a Shroud. I think he's just picked that up to basically just get around Pandemonium, see if he sees it coming, just pop the Shroud. Because the Legion team don't have any counter in his items at the moment. They're not sure if Puffermaster has that Shroud. And we do see Bubbles pick up the portal key a little bit late than expected, but he has got it, so that's some good work there by Rusty playing the Bubbles, picking up the portal key.
Well, hopefully, so far we've seen Pandemonium do a lot of the initiating, and it's as we saw last time, it kind of went pear-shaped for him when he did it. So hopefully now that Bubbles has the portal key, he can do the initiating, and Pandemonium can do the follow-up. As we see Roger Dodger getting disabled here next to Myrmidon, although it looks like Glacius is now in the fight, Bubbles is now in the fight. Roger Dodger looking in a fair bit of trouble here. I think Demented Shaman just cancelled a port as Pandemonium wades into the fight. Puppet Master hits the Shroud though, getting the hell out of there as Demented Shaman goes down to a barrel roll, and now Polywog Priest in a ton of trouble, though he manages to trap Myrmidon inside the Polywog wards. Myrmidon needs to start hitting those wards to get out, or he's in a lot of trouble. We see Madman take out Polywog Priest in the end though, and now Bubbles going one-on-one with Puppet Master, though he goes taken down. Class is now running for his life. He's got the Magic Up chasing him. Gets hit by Wheatfield as well. That was unfortunate. Pandemonium now about to kick his face. And although Roger Dodger has the Minotaur in there, gets the stun off on Pandemonium and Madman. Although it's not going to matter because Madman and Pandemonium are going to clean him up. So we see Pandemonium just finishing off that Minotaur or not. Madman's going to take it. But really, the Legion team coming out on top there, only losing Bob and Rusty during the fight. Rusty probably needs to pick up some defensive items now, just pick up some HP boosters, etc. But definitely, Madman has opted to pick up a Nullstone first, as he's also just been hit by death balls. More ports are coming in, so he's going to have to get the hell out of there. Then it looks like Polywog Priest is going for a Staff of the Master, going to try and boost those wards up. But at the moment, this Pandemonium blood really doing a ton of damage. What do you think? He's picked up.
Yeah, he is.
He's picked up another wine, but do you think he's going for a shield breaker?
Yeah, he's picked up 2 Warhammers in, so he's obviously going for a shield breaker, and he should be able to get it after this stack here of the Ancients. But I'm not sure if the Ancients stack to 3 camps anymore since the recent patch.
Yeah, they do. They do.
Okay.
What happened was they were testing having only 2 stacks of creep on the Super Beta testers client, and what happened was someone forgot to take it off the list of changes and they accidentally patched it through into the retail client. So just a bit of an error there, but they've fixed that up now. So it's back to normal. You can stack up to 3 times on all camps. We see the Hellborn team getting ready to push bottom. Looks like the players up top here need to pull back. Bubbles has TPs on cooldown. Bob doesn't even have a TP, so it looks like the Hellborn are going to get a free tower here. There's nothing the Legion can do about it with 2 players completely out of position. And Spot the Aussie not sure about that ward there. Looks like he's put it down preemptively, expecting that tower to go down, and now they're just going to put it there so Bubbles can get some initiation off and they don't get caught out when down in the ditch. You see Pandemonium just farming away here. I don't know about that. I think he's just wasted his Shrunken Head. That is a problem. If the Legion, although I don't think the Hellborn team is going to press their suit as Puppet Master is up the top lane. But as you were saying before about the the Shroud, Assassin Shroud pick up on Puppet Master, he is quite a squishy hero, so he's picked it up just to help him out with the DPS and also to act as an escape mechanism. So like you said, yeah, he can just run the hell away when he sees Pandemonium come at him, so he's not just such easy food for heroes that have disables.
Yeah.
But I'm really not sure if they needed that ward there that much. I mean, that... But it looks like they want it there for whatever. So as you see, Bubbles blink in, gets an ult off, doesn't manage to get the Song of the Sea off. He gets taken out before that. Jitters with his Prodex takes him out, as Pandemonium has taken a ton of damage. Pandemonium not having his Shrunken Head up. And then Bob goes down as well. This is what a mistimed use of Shrunken Head can cost you. It can cost you a team fight quite badly. Pandemonium just getting disabled all through that fight and then getting nuked around. So really they needed to wait until Pandemonium had Shrunken Head up before they made that initiation. Bubbles not communicating and going too early, and of course Pandemonium wasting the Shrunken Head earlier with a missed stun. But we see the Hellborn team here pushing bottom tower quite heavily, although Puppet Master is pushing from the top simultaneously, so they're going to have to choose which one they defend. As we see the Demanded Shaman ult come out, just boosting the armor values. Of course, Demanded Shaman boosting the armor up quite high. Just looking at Soul Reaper hitting 20 armor, still going up, still going all the way up. If they get a well-timed ult off, that'll also help against Pandemonium, although now he's picked up a shield breaker to help himself out. But we see the bottom tower go out, the bottom Rax tower go down. So I think we're going to see another bottom push fairly soon once the Hellborn team regroups, rearms. We see Pandemonium trying to get another stun off. It's not happening. So he probably needs to pick either have someone else initiate for him now or really, as we see him, actually he gets morphed and then tongue-tied. Could be in a bit of trouble here, although no, Bubbles coming in to help out. Comes in with Song of the Sea, saving him there, gets him out of the tongue-tied. We also see a use of Dust go off. I'm not sure who used that dust. It was Bubbles who used the dust there. Just trying to catch out Puppet Master, although they weren't on the offensive, so that was a bit of a waste.
Yeah, it was. The Hellborn team look like they're going to keep on pressing this bottom tower, this bottom lane here, and try and get the melee racks down. But Poliwog has... Oh yes, he's got his wards up, but he hasn't finished off his ulti stuff as of yet. But at mid here, we do see Bubbles put a Shell Surf onto Puppet Master, but he's not going to follow that up because he knows he can get taken down within a few shots. And yes, we are going to see the Hellborn team push bottom rack, so she's should see some action here happening quite soon.
Just looking into Demanded Shaman, he's picked up a Void Talisman to help him out versus Pandemonium. Quite a good pickup. He's also picked up Storm Spirits, also very useful. Just another thing that'll help him stop Pandemonium while he's disabling crap. As we see Class in a fair bit of trouble here, gets jumped on by Pandemonium. The ult comes out from Bubbles. Storm Spirit going out on Poliwog Priestess. I believe I may have just crashed here, so I'm going to have to pass over to you, Blood.
Yeah, we do see here Puppet Master pick up that double damage and he's smacked onto everyone. And the Hellborn team are going to get the racks here. And yeah, that was a great fight there by the Hellborn team. No one died, so obviously some great coordination there by Demented Shaman and Soul Reaper pushing, getting out those heals and the Unbreakable onto all the Hellborn team. And we do see, yes, the Hellborn team are going to try and push here into middle and get the mid racks.
Yeah, unfortunately my computer froze during that fight, so I'm going to have to stitch in some replay footage later just to make that not look as horrid. It was quite unfortunate just getting some massive amount of lag during that and getting frozen, so I wasn't able to see anything. But yeah, the Hellborn team taking a bottom rack, so that pushing power obviously proving quite dangerous. And you said Puppet Master picked up a double damage, so definitely quite nasty to go up against. But at the same time, looks like the Hellborn team are using Malphus to try and push that range barracks, although not going to happen as the Legion team rally and manage to stave it off. But definitely looks like Pandemonium's reign of terror is coming to an end here as the Legion team are stacking up a ton of armor. They've had those Ice Ogres following around, and now Chicanery's Demented Shaman, his ult is really just starting to land a ton of armor. So see the Volleyball boards go down. So it looks like we're going to see another push here on the mid tower as we see Demented Shaman ult go out on the Legion team. Although Roger Dodger getting hit by a flick, getting hit by face smash. Pandemonium has used the Shrunken Head, although he just got shrouded. Just got Stolen Spirit after that. Voodoo Wars take out the melee racks, and then we see a Doombringer get dropped on the floor. Did Puppet Master have a Doombringer on him?
Yeah.
When did he get the Doombringer? I didn't even see that.
I'm not quite sure. I think he brought it down with the monkey. I mean the bird. Oh, yeah, I didn't even see him even attempt to build that.
What on earth? I did not even. Well, that was different, but we see in the end, the pushing power from the Hellborn team definitely coming out trumps, and just having some good coordination there in the team fights. Really, just to level the coordination in the end, managed to overcome the Pandemonium's power. Pandemonium, Blue Bear, of course. I have to say, Blue Bear playing an absolutely superb game. I would give him MVP for that match. He really carried his team there, and had did some massive work. Of course, using his slightly different Pandemonium build, not how I built him, but it works for him, so fair enough. But anyway, you've seen Surefire Gaming take out the second match versus Cash Money Heroes, of course, winning 2 in a row. So they've won round 4 of the Cyber Gamer Invitational Ladder. You've been watching Net Game Radio. My name is Triumphant Man, and joining me in the studio tonight has been OMG Blood. Until then, we'll catch you later in round 5.